Have you ever watched a World War II movie that felt so real you wondered how it stayed hidden from the world? There are films out there that never made it into classroom lists or Hollywood countdowns, yet deliver some of the strongest stories ever put on screen. Some were overlooked, some buried under bigger titles, and some simply forgotten. But each one carries a spark that refuses to fade. Stick around, because a few of these may change how you see the entire genre. Number 15. The Cranes Are Flying. 1957. This is not the usual war story. This is a storm of emotion wrapped inside some of the most beautiful visuals ever filmed. The Cranes Are Flying is a Soviet classic that many viewers today have simply never discovered, yet it won global awards and became an artistic landmark. Instead of focusing on battles, it follows two young people whose lives split apart when the world around them changes overnight. What makes this film unforgettable is not what happens on the front line, but how deeply it explores hope, loss, and the quiet courage of ordinary people. Director Mikhail Kalatozov used sweeping camera moves and bold lighting to capture the emotional chaos of that era. The film feels alive, almost floating through scenes like a memory too heavy to hold still. Actress Tatiana Samoylova gives a performance that feels so genuine, you forget the camera is even there. Her character carries the weight of the story, showing how waiting, longing, and uncertainty can be as intense as anything that happens in the field. The Cranes Are Flying is powerful without relying on shock or spectacle. Its impact lies in its humanity. It reminds you that behind every headline and timeline were real people, real families, real dreams interrupted. If you want a film that touches the heart and lingers long after the credits roll, this overlooked gem deserves your attention. Number 14, The Human Condition. Trilogy. 1959 to 1961. Imagine a story so ambitious that it spans 3 full films, yet stays grounded in the journey of one single person. The Human Condition is widely considered one of the greatest cinematic achievements ever created about World War II. Masaki Kobayashi poured his own experiences and beliefs into this trilogy, shaping a story that questions power, endurance, and the cost of staying true to yourself when the world demands the opposite. At the center is Kaji, played by Tatsuya Nakadai in one of his most celebrated roles. Kaji is not a hero in the traditional sense. He is simply a man trying to do the right thing in situations that test every part of his spirit. Each film explores a different stage of his journey, from managing a labor camp to facing the harsh realities of the battlefield and the struggle to stay hopeful as everything around him changes. What makes this trilogy stand out is its honesty. Rather than depicting grand victories or polished heroism, it focuses on the emotional and moral weight of living through a turbulent era. Kobayashi uses wide landscapes, quiet moments, and careful pacing to highlight how even one person's choices can ripple through history. This trilogy asks big questions without needing loud scenes or dramatic twists. It stays with you because it shows how strength can come from compassion as much as from bravery. If you want a masterpiece that blends philosophy with powerful storytelling, The Human Condition is essential viewing. Number 13. Fires on the Plain. 1959. Few films portray the confusion and exhaustion of war with the raw honesty of Fires on the Plain. Directed by Kon Ichikawa, this Japanese classic follows a soldier trying to stay alive as his surroundings collapse into uncertainty. The movie is not about grand battles, but about quiet moments of struggle, where every decision feels heavy and every step forward requires courage. Ichikawa focuses on atmosphere rather than graphic detail, using long silences, empty landscapes, and tense encounters to express the emotional toll of survival. Lead actor Eiji Funakoshi delivers a calm, introspective performance. His character spends most of the film navigating unfamiliar terrain, meeting others who are just as lost, and trying to keep hope alive even when situations become overwhelmingly difficult. The film's strength comes from how it captures the feeling of being far from home, unsure of what tomorrow will look like, yet still moving forward. At the time of its release, reviewers praised the film for its honesty and artistic restraint. Instead of relying on intense visual effects, Ichikawa uses subtle details to create a sense of realism. The movie feels more like a meditation on endurance than a typical war drama. Fires on the Plain is a reminder that sometimes the quietest stories can deliver the biggest emotional impact. It is a haunting yet thoughtful portrayal of resilience, and its legacy continues because of its unique ability to show strength through vulnerability. Number 12, The Bridge, 1959. The Bridge is one of the most surprising and emotionally charged World War II films you may have never seen. This German classic focuses on a group of teenagers who are suddenly tasked with defending a small bridge in the final stages of the conflict. They expect an adventure. Instead, they find themselves in a situation far more serious than anything they imagined. The film shines because it shows war not through the eyes of seasoned adults, but through young people who barely understand the world around them. Director Bernhard Wicki based the story on real events, and that authenticity comes through in every scene. He uses calm pacing and natural acting to highlight how quickly innocence can collide with responsibility. The boys share jokes, make plans, and dream about the future even as the situation becomes more complicated. The contrast between their youthful energy and the reality around them creates a powerful emotional effect. The Bridge avoids dramatic exaggeration. Instead, it gives a grounded view of how unexpected moments can shape a person's life. Many viewers describe it as one of the most moving anti-war films ever made because it focuses on the personal cost rather than large-scale events. By the end, you are left thinking not about dates or strategies, but about how fragile hope can be during uncertain times. It is a cinematic treasure that deserves far more attention than it receives. Number 11. The Ascent, 1977. The Ascent is a quiet storm of a film, filled with emotion, tension, and the kind of atmosphere that pulls you in from the very first scene. Directed by Larisa Shepitko, one of the most respected filmmakers of her era, this Soviet drama explores courage, loyalty, and the inner battles people face when put under immense pressure. Instead of focusing on large-scale events, the film follows two soldiers navigating a snowy, isolated landscape while trying to stay hopeful in the face of danger. The heavy snow, soft lighting, and long stretches of silence are not just visual choices. They reflect the emotional coldness of the world the characters are trapped in. Actor Boris Plotnikov gives a standout performance, portraying a man who tries to remain strong even when the situation around him grows increasingly uncertain. Every expression, every pause, and every quiet moment carries weight. Many critics call The Ascent one of the greatest films ever made about endurance. It won major awards, including the Golden Bear at the Berlin International Film Festival, yet is barely known by modern audiences. Shepitko uses symbolism, restrained dialogue, and emotional closeness to create a story that feels both intimate and universal. The Ascent is not about triumph through force. It is about the power of inner strength, the impact of choices, and the courage to hold on to hope when the path forward becomes unclear. It stays with you long after the credits roll. Number 10. The Battle of Neretva, 1969. If you want a World War II film that feels huge, bold, and unbelievably ambitious, The Battle of Neretva delivers all of that and more. This Yugoslav epic remains one of the most surprising war films ever made because it blends local history with international filmmaking on a scale few directors have attempted. What makes it truly remarkable is the sheer size of the production. Real equipment, real vehicles, real landscapes, and thousands of extras helped bring this massive story to life long before digital effects existed. The film follows a crucial moment in Yugoslav history, when local fighters faced enormous challenges while trying to protect civilians. Director Veljko Bulajic approached the project with passion and wanted every detail to feel grand and authentic. Even the music carried prestige. The legendary composer Bernard Herrmann, known for his collaborations with Alfred Hitchcock, contributed to the soundtrack. International stars joined the cast, including Orson Welles, Yul Brynner, and Franco Nero, giving the movie a global reach while staying rooted in regional storytelling. What keeps viewers engaged is the balance between large-scale scenes and personal moments that highlight determination, teamwork, and the strength of communities under pressure. The Battle of Neretva may not be widely discussed today, but it remains one of the most visually impressive films of its era. Its size, spirit, and emotional depth make it a must-watch for anyone who loves cinematic ambition. It is the kind of film that reminds you how powerful practical filmmaking can be when combined with heart and vision. Number 9. Army of Shadows, 1969. Army of Shadows is not a loud war film. It moves quietly, with calm confidence and emotional weight. Jean-Pierre Melville uses silence the way other directors use explosions. His story follows members of the French resistance during occupation, showing how bravery often happens in small, hidden spaces rather than on open fields. Melville lived through these years himself, and that experience gives the film a sense of truth. Everything feels grounded and personal. When the film released, some viewers thought it was too slow or too understated. But with time, critics recognized its brilliance. Today, it is viewed as one of the finest portrayals of resistance ever made. Lino Ventura leads the cast with a steady, thoughtful presence. He plays a man who carries responsibility with quiet strength, never seeking praise or recognition. Much of the tension comes from simple actions: a silent meeting, a careful exchange of information, a glance that reveals trust or doubt. Melville turns these small moments into powerful scenes. Every character feels real, shaped by loyalty, fear, and hope. Army of Shadows shows that courage does not always come with noise. Sometimes it appears in quiet decisions made in dark rooms. It is a slow burn, but once it pulls you in, it becomes impossible to forget. Number 8. Come and See, 1985. Come and See is one of the most emotionally powerful films ever made, a story that stays with you long after it ends. Directed by Ilham Klimov, this Soviet classic follows a young boy who becomes involved with a local partisan group during a turbulent period. Klimov uses a unique, immersive style. The camera rarely leaves the boy's side, allowing viewers to see events exactly as he experiences them. This approach creates deep emotional connection without relying on graphic scenes. Alexei Kravchenko gives an extraordinary performance, showing a wide range of emotion through expressions, small gestures, and quiet moments. Klimov uses natural lighting, long takes, and realistic sound to make the world feel immediate and alive. The film shifts between calm scenes and sudden tension, keeping viewers fully engaged. Come and See earned global praise for its artistic courage. Reviewers admired how it builds intensity through atmosphere rather than visible conflict. It captures the confusion and fear of youth caught in a world changing too quickly to understand. This is not a story about victories. It is about resilience, emotional strength, and finding hope when the world feels uncertain. Come and See remains unforgettable because of what it makes you feel, not because of what it shows. Number 7. The Shop on Main Street, 1965. The Shop on Main Street starts with gentle charm, but grows into one of the most touching stories ever told about ordinary people in difficult times. Set in a small Czechoslovak town, the film follows Tono, a simple carpenter who is appointed to oversee a quiet shop run by Rosalia, an elderly woman who lives in her own peaceful world. What begins as an awkward arrangement slowly becomes a warm, heartfelt connection between two very different people. Directors Jan Kadar and Elmar Klos craft a tone that feels soft and inviting, but with a subtle tension underneath. Much of the film's strength comes from its performances. Josef Kroner plays Tono with tenderness and inner conflict, while Ida Kaminska brings grace and innocence to Rosalia. Their scenes together build emotion through small gestures and honest moments. The film avoids loud drama. Instead, it focuses on kindness, hesitation, and quiet loyalty. Every detail adds to its emotional depth, making the final impact incredibly powerful without needing harsh imagery. The Shop on Main Street won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film, yet remains unknown to many viewers today. Its lasting power lies in its humanity. It reminds us how compassion can survive even when the world around us changes in difficult ways. This is a film that lingers in your heart. Number 6. Canal, 1957. Canal is a gripping journey into an underground world where courage is tested at every step. Directed by Andrzej Wajda, this Polish classic follows a group of resistance fighters during the final days of the Warsaw Uprising as they attempt to escape through the city's underground channels. The setting itself creates a tense and unforgettable atmosphere. Narrow paths, dim reflections, and echoing sounds turn every moment into a test of patience and hope. Wajda uses the environment not as a backdrop, but as part of the story. The characters navigate confusion, darkness, and long stretches of uncertainty, each driven by personal reasons to keep moving. The cast delivers strong emotional performances that show the determination and unity of those facing great challenges. Rather than focusing on large events, Canal explores loyalty, teamwork, and the inner strength people discover in extreme circumstances. Wajda avoids loud spectacle and instead uses silence and expression to build tension. Canal helped establish Wajda as a leading voice in European cinema. It remains a powerful, thoughtful film that proves courage can shine even in the darkest places. Number 5. The Thin Red Line, 1998. The Thin Red Line is the calmest war movie ever made, and somehow also one of the most intense. Terrence Malick's return to filmmaking after a 20-year break resulted in a World War II epic that looks nothing like the typical films of its genre. Instead of focusing on tactical planning or fast action, Malick tells a reflective and emotional story set during the battle for Guadalcanal. The film is filled with sunlight, wide landscapes, and thoughtful narration, creating a tone that feels almost poetic. The cast is a long list of stars: Sean Penn, Jim Caviezel, Nick Nolte, Woody Harrelson, John Cusack, and many others appear throughout the story. But Malick uses them differently than most directors do. He allows the camera to drift, observing characters rather than pushing them into dramatic speeches. This approach makes the movie feel more like a portrait of humanity than a standard war picture. What makes The Thin Red Line so powerful is its contrast. It shows beautiful scenery side by side with the emotional pressure faced by the soldiers. Many scenes focus on simple gestures, moments of friendship, small decisions, and inner thoughts that reveal how people find courage in unexpected ways. The film earned multiple award nominations and remains admired for its unique style. It stands out because it does not try to impress with big scenes. Instead, it impresses by listening to its characters and letting silence speak. The Thin Red Line is a reminder that even in chaotic times, people search for meaning, connection, and a sense of peace. Number 4. The Gray Zone, 2001. The Gray Zone is one of the most emotionally challenging films about World War II. Yet it does so with restraint and deep respect for its subject. Directed by Tim Blake Nelson, the movie focuses on a group of people inside a large camp who work under difficult conditions while trying to protect their sense of humanity. Even though the story deals with heavy themes, the film keeps its tone thoughtful rather than graphic, allowing viewers to focus on emotion and courage. The cast includes David Arquette, Steve Buscemi, Mira Sorvino, and Harvey Keitel, all delivering performances that feel grounded and sincere. Their characters show how people support each other even in the most uncertain moments. Quiet conversations, shared glances, and simple acts of kindness become some of the film's most powerful scenes. What sets The Gray Zone apart is its honesty. It does not simplify the past or turn it into something easy to understand. Instead, it shows how difficult choices can shape a person's spirit. It also highlights teamwork, solidarity, and the strength found in small moments of hope. The film received strong praise from viewers who appreciated its sensitive approach to a difficult subject. Many called it one of the most respectful and thoughtful portrayals of the era. The Gray Zone is not an easy watch, but it is a meaningful one. It reminds us how important it is to remember the human stories hidden behind history. Number 3. Days of Glory, 2006. Days of Glory shines a light on a part of World War II that Hollywood often forgets: the soldiers from North Africa who fought for France. Directed by Rashid Bouchareb, this film tells the story of young men from Algeria, Morocco, and other regions who joined the French forces, expecting fairness and respect for their service. Instead, they faced unequal treatment and were rarely acknowledged for their bravery. Days of Glory brings their stories to the forefront with heart, humanity, and strong performances from its ensemble cast. The film moves through training camps, battlefields, and small villages, showing how these soldiers built friendships and found pride in their roles. The characters have different personalities and dreams, which gives the story a warm, personal touch. One hopes to impress his family, one dreams of love, another wants to prove himself. These small details make the group feel real and relatable. One of the film's greatest strengths is its emotional honesty. It highlights courage without exaggeration and shows the characters' struggles without harsh imagery. The message is clear: these men gave everything they had, even when the world did not fully appreciate them. Days of Glory received major award nominations and praise from critics who admired its sincerity. It also helped raise awareness about the real veterans whose stories inspired the film. This is a powerful tribute to forgotten heroes, told with respect and heart. It is a reminder that history is shaped by countless people whose names rarely appear in textbooks. Number 2. Downfall, 2004. Downfall offers one of the most impressive and detailed portrayals of the final days of the conflict in Berlin. Directed by Oliver Hirschbiegel, this German film takes viewers inside the underground bunker where key figures spent their final moments of the war. Rather than showing large-scale events, the movie focuses on smaller, emotional interactions among the people inside those cement halls. The approach is intimate, carefully paced, and incredibly human. Bruno Ganz delivers a remarkable performance as the central figure. His portrayal is not exaggerated or theatrical. He plays the role with grounded realism, offering a rare and thoughtful interpretation that earned praise worldwide. Many scenes are viewed through the eyes of Traudl Junge, one of the secretaries present at the time. This perspective allows viewers to see the environment through someone observing rather than directing events. Downfall gained critical acclaim for its attention to detail. Costumes, lighting, and set design work together to recreate the atmosphere of the bunker with striking authenticity. Instead of relying on loud scenes, the movie builds tension through conversations, glances, and the increasing pressure that fills every room. The film sparked discussions across the world for its honesty and emotional depth. It is considered one of the most significant World War II films made in modern times. Downfall's power lies in its ability to show how real people react when the world around them collapses. It is a gripping, unforgettable experience. Number 1. Come Back, Mr. Mcloud, 1968. Our number 1 pick is a true hidden gem, a British film many viewers never even heard of, yet it delivers charm, suspense, and surprising heart. Come Back, Mr. Mcloud tells the story of a small community caught in an unexpected wartime situation. What makes this movie special is how it focuses on ordinary people instead of major leaders. The plot takes shape through the eyes of shopkeepers, neighbors, and young messengers who find themselves working together in ways they never imagined. The tone is lighter than most World War II films, offering a warm, refreshing change. Instead of heavy scenes, the film highlights teamwork, clever thinking, and the quiet bravery that people show when their town faces pressure. The characters feel familiar and friendly, each bringing their own charm to the story. Their interactions create gentle humor, small surprises, and moments of unity that feel both uplifting and sincere. The pacing is smooth and inviting. Scenes move between cozy interiors, narrow streets, and peaceful countryside views, creating a strong sense of place. You get the feeling of stepping into a real village with real people navigating an unusual challenge. Though it never became widely known, Come Back, Mr. Mcloud has the spirit of a hidden treasure. It proves you do not need big action to tell a memorable story. Sometimes the quietest tales shine the brightest. This film is perfect for viewers who enjoy heartwarming stories with thoughtful twists. And there you have it, 15 World War II films that slipped past the spotlight but still deliver unforgettable stories. If even one title here made you curious, then the mission is a success. Tell me which film surprised you the most and share your own hidden picks. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join me for the next deep dive.